Hi everyone, welcome to the Guardian Connection. I'm Gayla Akashana. I am so excited for today, but also a little bit anxious. I think there's just been some really intense energies lately, so I'm not sure if any of you guys are feeling this too, where and there's already people on here and I missed so many to say hi. But welcome everyone, and for those of you that are listening later on, it's a pleasure to get to share this time with you. So just take a minute. Hi Ruth. Hi Martine. That's awesome. So today I wanted to talk about relationships, love, and all of what that entails. So I had a few people message me through my Facebook page, which is Akashana and Blue Lotus Alchemy. Or you can go to my website as well, which is bluelotusalchemy.ca, and the link I believe is there. So I had a few people kind of give me a couple questions that they had and some things that they wanted me to just kind of discuss a little bit. And so I thought today, let's just do it. We've got these intense energies upon us, but we are now, thank goodness, heading back into the new moon. So we should start to feel a little bit gentler. Let me rephrase that. We should start to feel some of that pressure ease off. Maybe not gentle, but we should feel a little bit of a release and a little bit less heaviness and that pressure. So starting off, my first thing that I did today was I just wanted to pick a couple of cards that were for the energy of just the group today, and all into regards with relationships and love and all the ways that maybe we need some clearing or some reshifting so that we're calling in the right one, or if we're within a relationship, what are some things that are coming up and ways that we can empower each other to really create such a delicious and scrumptious relationship with our intimate partners. So the cards that came up today for the group, I've got this one and this one. I'm not sure if you guys can see those. We've got chemistry and this beautiful one here, which is gratitude. And the energy for this week is really important that we all stay in a form of gratitude. So one thing that I have found is sometimes it's hard when we're dealing with other things and we've got life and energy and who knows what else is going on, that it can be really difficult to find some things to be gratitude or grateful for. And I love how Abraham Hicks talked about it, and just that start with where you're at, not way over there and trying to make yourself feel better for something that's really difficult to align your energies with. So some simplistic things to help you get into the flow of gratitude are going with what's in front of you right now. So something as simple as, I am so thankful that my garbage gets picked up every Wednesday. I'm so thankful that today we have sunshine. Go really basic. And once you start to get these little pieces in, the flow and this momentum starts to pick up, that then you're able to focus on even more. And, oh, I'm so grateful for this. And I'm so grateful for, and it'll just kind of speed roll from there. I think of snowballs when we're rolling them down a hill. As it gets momentum, it gets bigger and bigger and easier to move. So I love that this is kind of that energy of what we're building today, this week, and moving forward. So I will be talking a bit about some things just in my own personal life. I wanted to do a couple, as it was brought up, the differences between soulmate, twin flames, twin soul, and sacred beloved. So I'm going to talk about that today. And I am going to also open it up for those that would like me to do some cards. And I want you to, when it's time, to make sure you put your name and let me know if you are wanting the cards in regards to you because you're single, or if you're wanting it because you're in a partnership, just because then it will change which kind of cards and how they're going to read. So we're going to pull the cards that are going to be more about, if you're single, what are some things you need to focus on right now to bringing in the partnership that you are truly wanting. Also, if you are in a relationship, what are some things for you to be aware of this week and moving forward to help you create the most wonderful relationship possible in where you are right now? Hi, Kate. There's some wonderful people. It's so lovely. I love that you guys will say that so I can actually see everyone on there. So starting off, I wanted to just kind of go into a bit of the terms. So soulmate, I know we'll often hear it quite loosely. People, oh, that's my soulmate. So soulmates don't just pertain to intimate or romantic relationships. A soulmate can actually be a good friend. It can be, of course, a partner, and so on. But it can even be, I've had people that have had a soulmate in a really beloved animal that has just maybe been incarnated as your pet this time round. So soulmate just means a deeper type of connection with particular individuals, but it doesn't always mean romantic. Now, twin flames, this is my personal one. As my assistant can tell you, and my dear friend, I loathe twin flames. And I know that it's a term that is used so much, but people don't understand it. So when I was tuning in and how the guardians and angels and so on explained it to me, I haven't really heard a lot of people explain it that same way until I met Matt Kahn. So if you don't know who he is, do go check him out. He is just a beautiful spiritual care bear is the best way to describe him, but he talks about these as well. So twin flame will often hear, oh, I met my twin flame, or I'm calling in my twin flame. But you actually don't want to call them in unless you are really needing, pardon me, a kick in the butt. A twin flame is someone who will come in very quickly and that will leave quickly often too. They are there to bring a fire, a spark to get something shifted in your life. And often they will come when you're not maybe following the path that you need to, when you've maybe just veered off course a little bit, or you haven't done some of the work that you need to. Then a twin flame will come to just rock your world, shake things up, and then you'll hear about these horrible heartbreaks after it because you had such a deep connection and it was so passionate or electric, and then there's nothing because it was meant only to do that. So if you're calling in a twin flame, you need to be aware what you're calling in. You are not calling in your sacred beloved. You are not calling in your, more often than not, your lifetime or your long-term partner. They are there to teach you a lesson. And that is exactly what they're going to do. Okay. So another term, twin souls, is actually really what a lot of people mix up twin flames for. So twin souls are what I would be calling in, or at least calling in your sacred beloved. So twin soul is when our souls first incarnated, when we had our first individuation, we were, we'll say, split in two, a feminine and a masculine. And then off we go throughout the world and different lifetimes and different, experiences, etc., etc. And one day we'll return back to each other. So when we're calling in a twin soul, that means that is your other half. And I know a lot of people don't like to use that term because it somewhat implies that we ourselves are not whole. But I want you to see it more like you represent. So me, my soul is divine feminine. So my soul, regardless that I've had multiple lives or past lives where I've been a male, my soul is divine feminine. So my twin soul is a divine masculine. And we each have to be whole and completely what we are within that for us to be able to come together. So you need to see it as, yes, it is your other half, but you are whole within yourself. This is just a different completion of that whole incarnation, individuation. So I hope that kind of explains it. If you do have more questions about it, put in the chat and I will make sure to comment. Now, a sacred beloved is often your twin soul, but it can also just be, because not all twin souls are incarnated at the same time. So for those of you that are lucky to have your twin soul incarnated here, yeehaw. But for those of you that don't, you want to be calling in your sacred beloved. So what I normally do is I call that in when I am, looking for a partner, or that type of thing. So if you are wanting to create a sacred divine union, then using the terms, I ask for my twin soul, or my, if they can be one, they can be, but if they're not here, then I ask for my sacred beloved. Sacred beloved implies a deeper type of relationship, whereas a relationship that, say, is just soulmates, you can be super close, it can be wonderful, but there will be always a component of this depth that isn't quite met. And that doesn't mean that it's negative. It doesn't mean that it's not beautiful. It doesn't mean that it's not expansive. This just means it's just what it is. So if you're wanting to go in deeper, and I've noticed through my clients, through my friends, through, kind of this overall energetic theme about relationships, that sacred beloveds seems to be the deeper thing that people are asking for. Because a sacred beloved relationship, albeit beautiful and expansive and in alignment with your divine path and so on, a sacred beloved relationship is one that also requires work. It's not a relationship that you can just go, whoop, we're in, high five, I found you, you found me, and off we go, Bob's your uncle. This is more the type of thing that you're going to have to face some fears. You're going to have to face some wounds in your past relationships, or even past lives, and they will as well. This is where you both will have to do work at really meeting yourself, doing your shadow work, really embracing and loving all parts of you. And as you're able to do that, you'll be able to enjoy more depth, more intimacy within your sacred beloved. So I hope that kind of answers just a few of those. Today, I really wanted to just focus on the relationships that we have and what we're wanting to call in. So I know for myself, before I knew kind of the terminology, I always just asked for my beloved. So I would always say, I asked for my beloved or something better, because there always can be a component that maybe there is my twin soul or a sacred partnership, etc. So I'm going to share just a little bit before we get going on some cards and readings for everyone today, that I wanted to show just a little bit of how it worked for me. So years ago, I was in a relationship that was really not good. It almost broke me completely, and it taught me a lot. And I knew going into this relationship, Spirit had told me that this was a karmic relationship and one that I needed to clear out so I didn't repeat that pattern. So in that relationship, it was yes, abusive on different levels. And it made me question my own ability to see things clearly and my giftings, and to really appreciate who I was as a person. Now, this person that I was with back then was unfaithful and had cheated on me multiple times and so on. And it took me having to face this, to really working with Spirit, to going into my wounds. Why am I repeating this? What in me is allowing this relationship to continue to occur? And it was in those shadows and pieces and working that I took the step and knew, this is done. This is time. And now I no longer want karmic relationships. I'm good. I'm going to do my work. I'm going to deal with what needs to be dealt with so that I can move forward in a more authentic and divine purpose and path. So when I left that relationship and got my own place and, just got settled, it was, a bit after that, Spirit one day just said, Gayla, go on. Zeusk, and I had no idea what Zeusk is. I've never heard of Zeusk before. I thought that maybe it was some sort of like group thing or something. Like, I had no idea. So here I am. Okay, Spirit, I'll do what you asked. And I went on and I looked up Zeusk, and I'm like, it's a dating site. Why do you want me to go on a dating site? So again, I'm like, okay, do. I went and set up an account. Went on to Zeusk, and I was bombarded so heavily that I actually had to keep pausing my account. And it was, off. I wasn't online. I wasn't doing anything with it. I just thought, well, there must be a reason that Spirit has directed me here. So at first I thought maybe it's because somebody that's going to connect with me really needs my help or guidance, or who knows, of course, not thinking it could be about love. And then one day I just remember distinctively that I was in this whole part of where my kitchen leads into the living room. And I remember just being there, had my phone in my hand, and I could hear the ringing in my ear. And all of a sudden I heard, go on Zeusk now. Like, it was so loud and so strong that I'm like, okay, we're going to do this. So I opened up my Zeusk, and I had been matched with this gentleman. And what's really funny is that we both had distance on our thing that we wouldn't surpass it. But because we both went on at the exact same time, they matched us together. And so we started talking, and it was like in the middle of the week, and my plans for that weekend had just fallen through, and he was available as well. And he's like, well, why don't we get together? So we did. We booked this weekend thing right out of the blue, and so on. And I'll share more of my story in pieces, but what was interesting was how Spirit navigated. And even after I was getting nervous, like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? This guy's coming down to see me. At this time, I lived in a completely different province than him. And I was actually getting quite anxious. So I made him send me a picture of his driver's license and his license plate so that my friends knew who he was. Yes, I actually did it. And anyways, as we did our first well, actually, I digress, but I'll go back. So as we got matched, we talked for just a little bit on there, and I said, look, I'm going to go off again because I can't keep my account active because it's too much for me. So I gave him my phone number, and I went off of my account, and within a few minutes he phoned me, and I remember just like, oh my gosh, like, that's so bold. But as soon as I heard his voice, my whole body felt this soul recognition, like, oh, I've known you before. And it felt quite comfortable. And then, as the rest of the week's progressing, I'm getting more nervous for this weekend. He's coming out. We're going to hang out. I'm going to actually see him face to face. And we did a FaceTime together. And the moment I saw him, I remember just giggling. And again, quite silly, but it was my heart just knew him. And I remember feeling this expansive joy, but almost this rejoicing too, that it's like coming back together. Anyways, that weekend that we went out, I'm not sure if it was that weekend or the weekend after when they came out again, I had given them their first reading. And in the deck of cards came up the Alice in Wonderland card, which I didn't even know was in this deck. And I've used this deck for so long, but this one card had not come up. So it came up in our reading. And it was quite an interesting dynamic of, doing his first reading. And, he's not really ever been, exposed to this, but was open-minded. So anyways, as I'm doing this reading, there was all these messages coming in. And one of the things was, about Alice. And I am all about the white rabbit. Follow the white rabbit. And I had just finished doing a shoot where I was Alice, a modern day Alice. And I thought it was very interesting that they aligned it in this way. So when we went out, I asked Spirit for a sign. And mine is, of course, the white rabbit. So I know in one place we went, there was actually a white rabbit. And then I was kind of giggling to myself, keeping it to, then we went to another place and there was another thing in another reference to the white rabbit. And then again, I'm like, all right, fine. And, me being cocky in the sense of, all right, spirit, if you really want me to do this, right, then you better give me like a really big sign. Be careful what you wish for, people. So as we're walking, because we were doing these really cool antique and thrift stores in Vancouver, and we literally were coming into this part where it's like kind of like a entrance where you step into and then the doors are on the sides. So we literally turn, and right there in front of us on this big massive wall was the white rabbit, and it says follow the white rabbit. So at that point I remember thinking, all right, message received, spirit, I've got it, thank you very much. So I knew to give him a chance and to be open to what spirit was doing and creating and bringing to me. So I just always thought it was kind of a bit of a funny story. When we were also coming back, I remember in someone's lawn where we were in town that there are no rabbits. Okay, there was a white rabbit just free on the front lawn as we drove by. So we would get a lot of signs like that when we were together. So it would be, an Alice in Wonderland reference or a Follow the White Rabbit or literally a white rabbit. We used to get a lot of really funny kind of things like that. And I know in times over the years, if I would be doubting or thinking things like that, spirit would bring one of those messages where literally there'd be a rabbit or someone would post the exact thing and I would see it right at that time. And often that was my little sign from spirit. So, in that dynamics of all of what spirit was creating, I remember just being very open to what they had for me. And I would just keep saying when we were together that I ask for this man or someone better. So I always left it with a peace, being grateful for everything that I had. But I made sure in the beginning there that I wasn't clinging too tightly to this one particular person. Now, of course, multiple years later, having shared a journey and, a beautiful life together and all of that, spirit has always had its hand in everything. So to give you guys just that hope too, and that direction of sometimes, when we're in the muck of it or when we're dealing with something, sometimes it's hard to see the playfulness that spirit can have. And so, asking for a sign or having something particular that spirit knows is just for you, it's a really wonderful way that they can play and create with you. So going into that type of energy for today, I wanted to open up the readings for you guys. And this is all about relationships and matters of the heart. So if you would like me to do a reading for you, in the comments, please, I want you to put your name and if you are single or in a relationship. And if there is a question, by all means, please put that in there too. But if not, I just want your name and if you're single or in a relationship, and I will read for you in that way. I won't read you if you don't put that in the comments, because it's really important that I have your permission to do so. So that's what we're going to do today, and how it's going to be, because one of the questions that I got sent to me, which was a wonderful question: how does one open themselves up for the one, your energy, etc.? What are you giving off? So like if you're thinking you're calling the one, but maybe your energy is calling out something totally different, how to bring that into alignment. So how does one open themselves up for the next one coming, their beloved, etc.? So in these readings today, okay, that's a great question. Thank you, Martine. It's going to give you what can you do within your relationship to bring it more in alignment, or what do you need to be aware of within it to help you, just shift it a bit. If you're single, what are some things right now that you need to focus on or you need to shift so that you're going to be in alignment with the one that you're calling in? So that's how we're going to navigate a little bit today. So I've got Great. I'm just going to write some of these down so that I don't lose track. Okay, I've got this one. Lisa Sinka. I appreciate you guys doing this. Thank you. Kate Sinka. Lots of beautiful single souls here. So lovely to see. You know, one thing that I've really noticed in this little bit too has been a desire for people, the ones that, you know, that are awake and doing the work that we're doing, their deep desire to really be in alignment with the beloved and what that really looks like to have a sacred divine relationship. And I know, again, throughout history, through all the fairy tales, we have this, you know, sort of skewed vision of what that looks like. And, you know, your happily ever after would be you know, perfect, and you'd not want for nothing. You wouldn't have to work at anything. And it's so far from the truth. If you were truly in a sacred relationship and you are with a beloved, you have to do work. No, and that doesn't mean that you're trudging every day and you're like dreading it. It just means that you're going to have to, you know, deal with some things that maybe you didn't think you had to, or you thought that maybe there was a wound that you had healed. It's going to bring that bad boy up if you didn't. So there's going to be a lot of things that in a sacred relationship, communication and being completely authentic and completely open as to who you really are will really dictate the level of relationships. I know for a lot of people, including, you know, my partner, was that, you know, well, it shouldn't be so hard sometimes, or things should be, you know, easy, or whatever it is. But when you go through different things in life, there can be huge pieces that can really change the relationship. For an example, if someone gets sick, or, you know, someone, you were pregnant and you lost a baby, there's all sorts of things that can change the relationship. So it doesn't mean that the relationship's no good anymore, because on the contrary, anything that truly is worth having is worth putting in the effort and the work. So that being said, let's look into these awesome cards. I'm just going to have to scroll up just for a second to make sure I'm getting everyone. I just want to say hi to everyone, but Stacey, I love what you wrote. That's fantastic. Isn't life complicated sometimes? I think it's about the best way we can say it. So let's dive into this. So I'm going to, I have 2 decks, and we're going to kind of play about with it and see what the energies are there for. So I've got, going back up. So Martine, what do I need to do to meet my sacred beloved? So what do you need to do or focus on? Okay. So I've got a couple cards. I'm going to get to the next one so I can make sure I can get all of you in. So what does Martine need to do to meet her sacred beloved? All right, here we go. Ooh, okay. So the cards that came out for you, and I'm going to just try to hold them up so you can see them. So we've got the dragon, power. We've got owl spirit, which is wisdom. And then we've got this could be the one. And it's interesting because this one at the bottom says you've already met the romantic partner you seek. Now, these cards, of course, I find this particular I just want to make sure I got that one. Perfect. Okay. Type reads a little differently than just heading. So for you, standing in your power and trusting your wisdom is really important. So for you to meet your sacred beloved, you have to be able to stand in your power authentically, and you have to be able to trust your wisdom. So that's believing in yourself when you get a nudge from spirit. Pardon me, just like Spirit told me to go on Zeusk that day. Had I not done that, I would never have met my partner then. So this is about you taking that little bit of whatever they're nudging you, whatever they're urging you to do, that you're going to listen and have the wisdom to follow through with it. Now, this being the one, meaning for you that within yourself too, that you already have everything that it takes to be in the relationship that you want. This is about right now more listening to your gifts and standing in your truth and into your power. So I hope that helps answering yours, Martine. Yes, actually, when I read that card that you've already met the partner that you seek, that the Yukon partner did pop into my mind. So I love that you got that. Awesome. Wonderful. Now let's go to Lisa. So I'm pulling it up right. All right. So what does Lisa need to do or be aware of to bring in her partner? Okay. You have to forgive me. It's going to be quite loud as I'm shuffling these decks, I find. Okay. So you got 3. Let's see if I can hold them up the way that they came for you, my dear. Let's try it like that. So those are the 3 that came up for you, and I'll explain it here. So the first one that came was enlightenment, then passage, and then purification. Enlightenment is about not just enlightenment for you, but what is something you've wanted to do for yourself that would be something that you'd be learning, whether it's going to a new hobby, joining a new group, reading a new book, trying a cooking class. What's something that would bring about something new for you? And if there's something that you've been wanting to do, then you need to trust that little nudging, because they want to bring it in for you. So there's a little piece that they're trying to niggle forward. Then we've got passage. So trusting, okay, and following some of these things. If there was something that you were thinking about doing, like I want to do a cooking class, or I want to, I've been really feeling led to join this walking group, or whatever it is, go and do it. Now the passage card represents your passage kind of through everything, but that you are exactly where you need to be. So I'm going to repeat that. You are exactly where you need to be at this very moment. You are entering this beautiful new passage phase where they're going to be opening up more things for you. So in following and going with the flow to bring you in alignment, the beautiful purification card. So it's really important that in this time, not only do you go and do something new or follow what it is that you are wanting to do, knowing that you're exactly where you need to be and trusting and going with the flow of it, you need to purify. Purification, you already know what that needs to be. So I've already read Martine. I'm seeing these. This one is for Lisa. So you need to do some purification, and purification can be things right down to cleaning out friends that no longer serve or that are negative, cleaning clutter from your house, eating a bit better, doing something that's of a physical movement. Even if it's going and dancing in your living room for 4 songs, just do it. You need to bring some things in for your body to help bring about that purification energy. So I hope that answered that one for you, lovely Lisa. I'm excited to see what unfolds for you up in, forward. Now, I'm going to say one thing. If you really want to make things shift in your lives, everyone, one of the quickest and simplest things you can do is clean your house. Pick something in your home and declutter it. Get rid of some stuff that has been sitting there that you're not using. Get rid of it. Give it away. Clean it up, tidy a piece. When you tidy and when you remove clutter, you're telling the universe that you're ready for something new. So I know a lot of people think that the universe, I've heard that it's, it works kind of in a way that it's kind of thinking of things. The universe actually works more in the way of energy. So when you think of just energy to work with the universe, it's neither good nor bad in the sense that it's thinking about what you're putting out. It's just aligning to your energy. So if you want to change something and what you're asking for, go and clean something, declutter something, and get rid of, purge some things. Get rid of some clothes you're not wearing anymore. Get rid of the pile of stuff that you've kept over that you were thinking you'd bring to Goodwill or you'd, do on the buy and sell or something. Go and get it out. clean it out, give your house a good clean where you open up the windows, air it out, bring in some of that new energy so that they can bring to you what it is you're asking for. All right. Then I've got, going back up, Katie. All right. So what does Katie need to do? So I'm on yours now, Katie. And you are single. So what does Katie, oh, there we go, need to do or focus on? But all of you that are single and all of you in a relationship, go clean something. If you do one thing from my show today, go give something to Goodwill, go purge something out your house, go clean one spot. Even if it's the chair, like I have that space in my room that I always have had one chair that's my dump chair. All my clothes, I quickly throw it on. And then, I'll get finally a big pile and then I'll go and put it all away. So go and move something around. Go and clean something and let the universe start aligning its energy. So for you, my dear, besides cleaning and decluttering something and giving some things away that no longer serve, they're just going to give you that one. All right. I've got one more card from this deck for you to be all right. So they brought up 2 cards for you, Katie. And the first one is toadstools, which is growth. The second card is reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Now, this card doesn't just mean this lifetime, though. So don't get too hung up on an ex. Just be more open that it's someone that your soul has known before. Now, the growth one is for you that as you've been working through so many things and doing what you need to, right now for you, it's really important that your growth is your main focus. So if, again, for you, let's say your growth is you would like to go to the gym. This is something really new for you that you wanted to do. Go and do it. Do that for yourself and go and clean something in your house. Okay. And let that energy shift so that they can start to move it for you. You've got a lot of growth coming up here, but in the toadstool part, it's also be really clear in your asking what it is you truly want. And then when you've made that list and you've asked for it, so rule of thumb, go clean something, declutter, give away some things that no longer serve, make a list very clearly of that, what it is you want. When you've done your list and you speak it out and you're giving it to the universe to bring, say, I ask for this or something better. Because in doing that, you allow a more expansive energy, because there might be something you missed that they're like, oh, this is even better for her. We're going to give it this. So follow what those nudges are. Go and clean something out. Someone from your past is returning and you've got some beautiful growth ahead of you. So make sure you do something for yourself. And I don't just mean like, buy some new makeup. Go do something that's really going to be a growth for you. Learn something new. Take some more vitamins. Do something that is about a betterment of some sort for you. All right. You're welcome, Katie. Now we have Richard. What does Richard need to do here or be mindful of? Oh, we got a couple. All right, let's see what you got. Okay, so I'm going to try to put them in the way that they came out. So this one's for you, Richard, all right? Hopefully you can see all of them. Can't quite tell if I'm all in there. So with your cards, you got the Forest Temple Enlightenment again. You got Bear Spirit Healing. And you got Healing Family Issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Now, this one I've also found that it doesn't always have to be parents. So if this doesn't resonate with you, it can just be someone within your family that you need to heal or need to forgive. So that one's just about you need to forgive in your family. That's going to really help, because when you let go of something that maybe you've been hanging on to, it will release. It'll be like popping the cork, where all of a sudden the energy will shift and now it'll bring you more into alignment. So for you, Richard, they've got enlightenment and healing. So in this enlightenment, again, it's about doing something new and learning something new. Now, enlightenment, I know we think of, this expansive and our gifts and that way, but they're referring to this in a different way. They're meaning it more bringing light to something in your life. So for you, what's something you've been wanting to do that you haven't done yet? Or maybe you just signed up to do it, or you've been waiting and you kind of, taking one step forward, one step back, and you're not quite stepping fully into it. If it's like this audition thingy that you need to be doing, but you've been a bit, I don't know if I can do it or whatever, go and do it. There's something in here for you that you need to follow through with, something that you've had an idea about or a nudging for, and just go and do it, because there's some enlightenment in there that's going to really help in this area of love. Also the healing. So I love Bear Spirit because it's family and strong and protective, but you can even just see this beautiful, hand on the bear, and that they're just sharing this energy. So healing for yourself is being able, but it can also be, if you're a healer too, being mindful of that, and maybe going and finishing a Reiki class or a level or something like that too. But what I'm getting with that card in regards to you is that as you're forgiving some things, there's some things that you've been hanging on to. Once you forgive them, that healing will start to occur. And give yourself permission. When we forgive somebody or something, it's not the act really what we're saying we are going to forget about it, but we're just forgiving this energy that we've been hanging on to so that we can move forward and heal. It's like really important in whatever they're trying to navigate for you right now, Richard, because they've been trying to get to you, and this is a way that they can help navigate a little bit more fluidly for you. So I hope that answers that one, love. All right, now we've got Ruth. Ooh, that one came up right away. What does Ruth need to focus on or be aware to bring more love into her life, or to bring her partner? Ooh, all right then. Okay, quite a few here. So, is there anything else for Ruth? Okay, so these are the cards that you got, Ruth. Hopefully you're able to see them. So you got Wise Woman of the Grove, which is Grace, and you got Wizard of the Woods, Focus. So what was coming in right away is there's some areas in your life you're quite hard on yourself with. And whether it's a judgment of how you look or what you're wearing, or there's something that you have been quite negatively viewing upon yourself, whether it might be, why did I choose to do that? Or why did I don't care what it is, but there's something that you've been kind of hard on yourself for. They would like you to be mindful of that. Be very, very mindful of the words you use to speak about yourself. Really important with grace is that you also give that grace to yourself, because they're showing me you're quite giving and you do a lot for other people. That is not at all what this is about. This whole thing is about you doing it for you, being graceful for yourself and giving some of that beautiful energy that you give to other people, bring it back to you, because you need a little bit right now too. So we've got grace and just being mindful and gentler with ourselves. Okay, I'll come back to that question. But the focus card, which I love, is that they want you, because you've been a bit scattered with a few things, that the universe has been kind of not sure how to direct the energy for you. So with the focus, so being gentler on yourself, bringing grace back to yourself, and finding some things to just be more positive in how you're viewing you. But the focus is, go make a list. I mean it, Ruth. Go and make a flippin' list, okay, of what it is you want in a partner, what that really looks like. Think about how it will feel, certain little key things about it, being mindful of certain words that you're using in it. And when you release this list to the universe, which I know you know, because they're saying you already know this, just say, I ask for this or something better. Because you've got some beautiful new energy coming. I'm excited to see what your wizard will be. Awesome. Okay. Richard was thinking about doing a gym membership. Yes. So please go do it. Even if you just do it where you sign up just for a month and give it a whirl, go and do it, because not only will it be beneficial for yourself, but in the act of doing that, there's the reason. How do I word that better, Spirit? In you taking that step to do that gym membership, you're saying to the universe, you're worth it. You're worth your time. And when you're reflecting your own worth, you're going to match with a partner that sees the worth in you too. So you need to just suck it up and go and do it. Even if you just do a small little membership, just go and get it done. And in doing the gym, it's going to open up the other things, whether you're going to meet your beloved there or meet someone through it that you'll go and do something with them and they'll have the person, you're going to meet them there. But somehow this step is really important in bringing you further. Okay. So let's go to Tiffany. Try to get to all of you today. This is so exciting because we've got some beautiful energy, intense energy, like kicking your bottom energy. I'm curious if any of you felt some of that, because it's been super fun lately. All right. Anything else for Tiffany? One thing that I've noticed too is a lot of relationships, people in relationships, have been really having to restructure and refocus what used to work for them. And they have to bring about a new perspective within it. So these are the cards that came for you, Tiffany. So you got transmutation, the phoenix. I love the phoenix because it's rebirth and something new. And then you got the bear spirit again, which is healing. So we've got transmutation and healing. So within the relationship, because of the work that you do, you're transmuting and you're doing so much for other people. And I know you work on yourself, so this is not all about that. But there's in your own relationship, are you transmuting? How do I wear that? Too much for them? Are you trying to carry more for them, not letting them carry it or do it themselves? But in the transmutation and the healing of it, there's also a wound that's sitting there. And that can be something as silly. It doesn't have to be something so big like infidelity or something crashing down. Or it can be, it's just that whatever this is, there's healing involved with the relationship, with yourself, and with this transmutation. So the phoenix is your promise to just face it and maybe talk about something that's been niggling you a little or a lot, and let what they're trying to do, because there's a rebirth coming up in it. And it's not even that I'm getting this really negative or anything like that, but just that there's something really beautiful and new. There's going to be healing within the relationship, and it's going to bring this beautiful transformation and this beautiful phoenix rising out of what was. And it doesn't mean that what was bad. It's just that there's something even deeper and even more meaningful for the two of you. So that's really exciting. I'm excited to hear more about that one. So now you've got, oh, you're welcome, Richard. You're welcome, Ruth. I've got an extra one here. All right, let's see if I can get these last ones. And you are relationship. Okay. So now I've got Stacy with It's Complicated. As soon as I read that, I heard Spirit laugh. So this should be a good one. All right. What do you guys have for Stacy? Ooh. So I hear that kind of like you're a little bit of a peckerhead, aren't you? That you do keep yourself busy a lot so that you don't have to deal with some stuff. So we've got some interesting ones for you. So the first one, I'm going to have to hold it up in this way because there's 4 cards that came out. These are the first 2 for you, Stacy. And then these came together. So first card, we've got stillness, reflecting pool. You, my dear, need to stop for a little bit, and you need to just have some stillness, whether you can just take a day or go in the woods and walk or go have a bath or go for a spa day or even go for a weekend away. Give yourself some stillness where you can actually focus, please, because there's so much going on, bing, 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 that they're not being able to really give you the clarity that you're needing, and also kind of the direction, because it's kind of like you get, oh, I'm going to go this way. Oh, no, now we're going this way. And that's how they're showing it. It's almost like bumper cars. They actually show me like you're going a bit this way, and all of a sudden a car hits you, and now you're in a different lane, and then boop, you're over here. So stillness is a must for you, my love. Then we got this beautiful wood nymph, which is beauty. So in this stillness, in your beauty, it's about taking some time for you. What's something that you can do for yourself where you can appreciate the beauty that is you? If that's going and get your hair done, going and getting a spa, going and doing, I don't care what it is, but go and do it for you, okay? Then we got these two deeper ones, which is the dragon power. And then we got the Pegasus, both flying, love that, transcending. So here they're telling you that in the complicatedness, it's actually not. Go make some stillness, go do something for yourself, and that'll bring some clarity and calm. In standing in your power and who you really are, you will have this beautiful transcendence, which will help the relationship that you're in or wanting, or because it kind of shows this weird nebulous, like you dating, but you're not dating, but you're single, but you're in a relationship, so it's kind of like a bit bing, 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 bing there. So here for you, stand in your power. Do not be afraid to be who you are. You're beautiful and the world needs you. So authentically be yourself. And this beautiful transcending is going to happen. Woo, okay. So you're going to have this beautiful expanse where it's going to make sense, the relationship, because it's either going to align with you as you stand in your authenticness, or it's not. And it's going to be really clear that, oh, this is not for me anymore. Okay. They're bringing what needs to be done for you. So go do what you've been told. You know what I mean. And I love that you guys can appreciate my humor in all of this. All right. Now we've got Sarah. Perfect. So what does Sarah do within hers? Woo, got a lot of this particular cards coming up. Is there anything else for her? Ooh, and one more. All right. So Sarah, I'm going to do it in the way that they came, hopefully. It's a little harder when it's more than one card. So these are the cards that came for you, Sarah. So I want to make sure I'm able to get this reading in there for you. So you got passage again. The card passage has come up a couple times, and purification. But this new card, Spirit Guardian of Autumn, letting go. So you're supposed to do something to purify. There's purification needed within yourself and within your relationship. So that can be simply that you guys need to go for walks, or you just need to eat better, or you need to purify some things that have been within the relationship, whether it's just talking it out, or shifting some ways that you guys navigate normally. This is about really being mindful and purifying for yourself and for them. So what's something you need to do for you, and what's something you need to do within the relationship? Then you've got this passage, which again, it's going to, as you do the purification, the passage will come in that you're exactly where you need to be right now. Okay, you are exactly where you need to be. This means that you're stepping there now where you need to be. And as you do this purification, it's going to open up this new passage for you and a whole new step ahead. Then we've got this beautiful letting go. Autumn, I always think of such a beautiful time for creating and nesting in, being all cozy, but it's a really big time to let go of whatever is no longer serving you. So what is in the relationship, whether it's the relationship itself or some things that have happened within the relationship, or some things that maybe you guys just kind of not been doing too much together, or there's so many other things taking your distractions. This is about really letting go of all of the things that are distracting, letting go of these preconceived ideas, and just sitting for a moment, doing something for yourself to bring purification, doing something within the relationship to bring some purification there, and the path will open up and that expanse will be there for you. This is a really beautiful thing, but don't hang on, okay? Make sure that you're willing to let go and do what you need to do. It's a really beautiful time actually for you, even though it may not feel like it right at this moment. So I hope that gives everyone, and I got everyone in there. You're so welcome, Stacey. You're welcome, everyone. Before I just do my last little blip off, I'm just going to do the shout out to my sponsor, Mother Nature's Way, and then I'll do a little blessing at the end here for all of you guys. Wonderful. So I pulled a card just in the last couple minutes before we head off, the energy for you guys as a group today. And I love this card. So this beautiful unicorn, free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Now, this card also just means it's time to get out of our heads, out of the boxes that we think we should be, or that we're worried about what other people will think about us. And it's time to really radiate and shine the beautiful, authentic selves, the amazing, vibrant souls that you guys are. So to bringing in, you guys got your messages of what you guys need to do this week. Remember, quickest things, go clean your house, clean an area, declutter, and get rid of some stuff. Brings in new energy. Make a list and call it in. Super quick, nice and simple. Blessings to all of you guys. It's been such an honor to get to share this time with you. I look forward to doing some more. Do follow me on my Facebook page or my Instagram and send some messages of some things you would love me to talk about, because I love doing readings and I want to keep being able to do that. But I also want to make sure that we're talking about the topics and really going into things a bit deeper for everyone here too, so that we can be a wonderful, expansive, safe, nurturing, joyous space together. So blessings to all of you guys, and thank you so much. I'm just going to ask all of you guys to just take 1 second before we run out of time, to just everyone that's still with me right now, take a deep breath in through your nose, hold it for a minute, and exhale through your mouth. Center your energy for just one moment, and in that, a beautiful I am for today. I am beautiful and worthy of love just as I am. If it's hard for you to say beautiful, then just say I am handsome, or I am beautiful and worthy of love just as I am. May you all shine so bright this week. All my love to each and every one of you. Thank you for coming on the show and just being a part of my day. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Okay. Blessings to all of you. Mwah. All my love. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Become a Goldylocks Productions VIP patron.
Receive exclusive access to live stream special and other epic perks. Join the Goldylocks Productions VIP community today.